What's up, crypto homies? I'll tell you what's up. Our favorites like XRP, HBAR, and the alts are pumping. But BTC is in the red. Altcoin season might be upon us. We got a big report tomorrow, along with the stock markets and crypto markets roaring. Will the roar continue? Well, let's discuss the news.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Now be honest with me. Mondays usually suck, don't they? You gotta get up, go to work, you just had a weekend of fun. But tell me Mondays don't suck when you see your favorites deep in green on the screen. And tell me it doesn't make you feel a little bit better knowing that BTC is in the red. So maybe the maxis can shut the fuck up a little bit. Yeah. Loving it this Monday. What's happening on Tuesday? CPI data. We're going to talk about it. What else are we going to talk about? Whales buying more. We're also going to talk about whales spreading the crypto money around. Ooh, someone can talk more normally today. That's right, because I had a good sleepy weekend. But before we get into the crypto news, your comments come first. And whoa, was it a battle for first? 3 people, Tyler Yetzer, Ghosty Pops, and Chu Tao, were all within 3 seconds of being the first commenter. Check it out. 1 second separated each of those 3 gentlemen. Well done, kind sirs. What else do I got for you? Trial by Fire says, morning, Santa Claus. Morning back at you, my guy. Sounding great, boss. Keep up that rehab. I also ran in the rain this morning, a little David Goggins style. I had base hills in the rain. 5 miles up and down, I got poured on. I didn't know if it was me being soaked through my clothes because of the sweater, because of the rain. Either way, I did it, and I'm feeling way better. Island Gem Promotions says, Klaus, you're like Christmas in May. The keep that keeps on giving. XRP pumping. Capital P is for meow. Meow, sir. The rest of the market seems green except for Bitcoin. Name the movie. Meow, everyone. Let's get into the crypto news. Bitcoin sitting at 102,681. ETH is 2482. XRP, TRX, XLM and HBAR all, and Caspa as well, deep in the green, posting some double-digit gains. ICP at 574, while Doge is at 23 cents. XLM in 31.9, while XRP and HBAR, we're going to talk big-time price at the end. Here's been the trend for what, everyone? Inflation data. Why? Because CPI data is happening tomorrow, and we're going to have a live stream. Look for a little bit of this data, along with a little bit of red and green heat map for the thumbnail for tomorrow. Chat's going to be lit. When does it happen? 8 a.m. Eastern time, we're going to go live. The announcement is at 8:30, and I'm going to end the stream at around 8:50 because I got some dad duties. Yeah, going to hang out with you, and then I got to do stuff with my kids. But here's the deal. We were going down in inflation. We bumped up, and now we've gone down quite heavily. In fact, the last report, the March reading, matched the September one. That's good. Why? Because we started climbing back up again, but now it appears we're in a downtrend. Here's my read on the whole CPI data report. I don't think the market's going to put too much stock into this. And I know you're like, but bro, aren't you supposed to sell us on hanging out with you, going to like the live stream and stuff? Yeah, but I'm also not going to blow smoke up your ass. So if you don't feel like hanging out in the live tomorrow, I don't think you're going to miss too much. Because here's the thing. I think the majority of the price action news right now, the green that you're seeing up on the screen, has to do with trade. Why? Stock market today. Dow gains 900 points. S&P and NASDAQ surge as the U.S.-China deal spurs a rush into stocks and to crypto. Why? Because we got a 90-day backing off on the tariff pumperoni. Basically, the United States and China said, yo, how about for 90 days, we back off the nastiness, let's cool it down a little bit, and then we'll meet again in about 3 months. So what did that do? It made the stock markets and the crypto markets very, very green. Like Lucky Charms green. You know what I'm talking about? When you eat all the hard parts and then you leave the Lucky Charms for the end, you know, the little marshmallows? Yeah, and then your milk turns that greenish color. That's what's happening up on the screen and in the stock market. So, will CPI data pee in our Cheerios tomorrow? I don't think so. I don't think this report is going to have enough oomph to really screw it up for us. Now, if something way effed up happens and we end up with like a 3.5, well then yeah, we're going to have a problem. But I don't think you're going to have a wacky, crazy outlier report tomorrow. I think the market's going to keep forging on ahead, and I think we're going to be good to go. Now, here's the thing, though. If we get a juicy report, like a low 2 point something, That's going to put pressure on Jerome Powell to lower rates, which is then going to extend the green on the screen, and you're going to have the rally going. And then what do we do tomorrow? We go rally, rally, rally. Yeah, everyone, this is juicy. Now, let's talk about whales buying. Tokyo-listed company Metaplanet overtakes El Salvador in BTC reserves, adding 1,241 to the treasury. Okay, El Salvador, by the way, their BTC reserve looks like this. So sounds like this, okay? They buy 1 BTC a day. Yeah, that's their plan. Like, you ever wonder, like, if these whales have, like, crazy strategies? They really don't. They just buy. So, like, you know how, like, buying dips and tips? No, they just, like, buy. So if you think they do, like, crazy, like, boardroom, like, war room shit where they're like, oh, well, you know, the Bollinger Bands look like muffin tops and big booty hoes and, you know, no, they just buy. So, El Salvador buys 1 a day. Metaplanet, a Tokyo-listed investment firm similar to Strategy, added $129 million worth of BTC to its treasury. We're also seeing what, everyone? Institutional money is flowing in again. I shared you with that this morning. El Salvador owns 6,174 BTC. Metaplanet now owns 6,796, so they own more, about 10% more than El Salvador. Oh, and by the way, I'm traveling again to Guate. Yeah, I'm going back to Guatemala. Why? Because I had so much fucking fun. They also, check this out, have an average price of 91,000 per BTC. Strategy's holdings right now average around 69,000, so they're deep in the green. Metaplanet's not so much. They got about 10% in the green. So some of these whales out there, they got a lot of buffer zone for profits. Some of them not so much, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Some of these players are deep in the green, some of them not so much. Pequeño, they're a little bit in the green. Let's keep learning. Coinbase, okay. Coinbase, there's this huge thing, okay, because they own a lot of crypto. And I'm not talking about, like your crypto. You know how, like, you know, they custody your crypto? No, I'm talking about them and their strategic reserves. And Coinbase was asked, yo, how come you didn't ape into BTC like Strategy did? And Coinbase was like, look, we really believe that the best strategy is to spread our crypto around. Now, 90% of Coinbase's crypto strategic reserves is in BTC, where MicroStrategy's strategy now is 100%. But 10% of our stuff is in alts. That just kind of shows you that some of these players are full aping into it. Some of these players are going into a spread out basket. Now, that being said, we have yet to hear anything from the United States and their crypto reserve basket. I am honestly waiting for Trump to say something regarding that because we have been waiting a long time regarding this. So, whales, they're buying at different intervals. They're also buying different baskets, right? Some are aping, some are spreading it. Everyone's doing a different thing. XRP returns to the top 3 cryptos as a $3 price target is now in sight. XRP is now the 3rd largest crypto by market cap based on what? A 10% pumperoni. So, are the alts roaring? Yes, they are. Is HBAR roaring? Yes, it is. In fact, if you look at HBAR's volume, up 53% in the last 24 hours. $500 million in volume. That is very strong for HBAR. Look at the 1-year chart, and this is what we're looking at here, okay? We've talked a lot about this date right here. This date in April 7th and 8th. Was this the bottom of the alt market where you were able to buy 6th, 7th, and 8th? Was that the bottom? Or are we going to have a few more shakeouts? The reason I bring this up is because of what, everyone? It's because of the tariff talks, inflation, right? Jerome Powell and the cut in rates. Are we past the worst? And that's what you have to ask yourself right now. In a zoomed out way of things, are we past the worst? Okay, India and Pakistan. There was a little bit of a flare up a little bit of ago, right? Like kind of like a week ago. Did the crypto markets react to that? No, they didn't. In the past, crypto markets have reacted to Middle East flare-ups. Yes, they have. But that recent skirmish, they didn't even blink towards it. Right? Right. The crypto markets did pump a Roni on the US-UK deal. Yes, they did. Now, we're seeing the crypto markets move on what? On a short-term deal between the United States and China. So it appears that global trade right now is the biggest catalyst for growth in crypto. Did the crypto markets turn red when the stablecoin bill was rejected? No, they didn't. Oh, okay. In the past, would the crypto market have turned red? Like if we were hanging out in 2023 and early 2024, if we got bad news on stablecoin markets, would the crypto markets have turned red? Yeah, definitely. If we would have had some bad Middle East action, bad trade deal action with the crypto market turning around, yeah, we know that. But right now, we're definitely looking at a very stronger, different tone in the crypto market. HBAR right now's volume is showing that. We also have an HBAR spot ETF that we're waiting for on approval. That could be one of the biggest bull factors that we have for HBAR going forward. Right now, we're sitting at 22 cents. Very high compared to where we have been as of the last, month's trend. And check it out. Even just a month ago, that's not that long ago, we were at 15 cents. So for those of you that have been able to buy the dips, Frankie, I know you're listening. Frankie buys his HBAR. I know Frankie does. Frankie is like Metaplanet. Frankie just buys. All right? And Frankie's always hanging out with us in the comments. And remember, I bring comments from random times of the day to share them at the beginning of the video. Why? Because the viewer is most important. And by the way, again, y'all were only 3 seconds apart from first, second, and third. So well done. So, HBAR. We're seeing the volume pick up, but we need to see it consistently stay up. XRP's volume has definitely been consistently staying up. XRP's volume up 89% right now, 8.76 billion in the last 24 hours. Now let's look at those candlesticks, because I know some players are like, yo, but bro, we couldn't hold 260. Yeah, not every candlestick is going to be green. Y'all, like, that, seriously, you have to look at this and zoom out and go, look, we still have some things we have to worry about. We still got to worry about global debt. We still got to worry about Jerome Powell peeing in our Cheerios, right? We still got to worry about USA and China finalizing a deal. The temporary deal is good, but we still got to finalize the deal. But, yo, you can't complain at this. You can't complain. I zoom out on that 15-minute, and we're looking at the 6th of May going, oh, dude. We're at like $2.10, and now we're knocking on the door at $2.60. Now, earlier today, we did see the candlestick right here get us at a high at $265.49. We are getting support on this near-term move at a low of $252. So north of $252, we're getting support, okay? This is good. Support plus the volume, and you can see the volume bars at the bottom of the screen. Definitely crank up. In fact, look what happens when I zoom out, right? Yeah. The volume definitely came in during what? During normal trading hours, right? And what I mean by normal trading hours, just like this story, we're the stock market, right? All of a sudden, the Western financial markets open, and what happens? The crypto markets roar along with it. So, today, did XRP and HBAR ride the coattails of BTC? No. They rode the coattails of the stock market. And the stock market roared on the USA-China tariff negotiation, the pause for 90 days. So right now we're looking at this going, yo, we got good news with the tariffs. We've got CPI data happening tomorrow. I don't expect anything wonky funkin' to happen with this. Honestly, I only expect good news to come from this tomorrow. I expect low numbers. A lot of the recent reports said we're going to come at like 2.5, 2.3, somewhere in that range. I did see a couple 2.6s and I did see one 2.7, but most of them are 2.5 to 2.3. That'd be freaking awesome, everyone. Puts more pressure on Jerome Powell to cut rates. Cutting rates is good for crypto because crypto is a risk asset. You look at XRP right now and you're like, yo, look at these candlesticks. 1, 2, 3 right here within an hour time frame, all telling us that they want the price higher than 252. This is good, everyone. This is a Monday that we're talking about. So, what are we doing? We're making money on a Monday. Ooh, Klaus is getting his voice back, and it doesn't hurt that bad when I say it. This is freaking awesome, everyone. Markets are roaring. Things are looking good. We've got 90 days now worth of tariff relief, so no, you're not going to get drunk in every video that I do. The altcoin season, yes, is looking healthier. BTC is retracing a little bit. And you know what? The overall volume for the market is down 41%. But our favorites like XRP and HBAR are up big time in volume and big time in price. So choo-choo what? Choo-choo? No. I haven't done the outro yet. So I want you to zoom out even further and I want you to think about this. The crypto markets are reacting to what? United States and China, two big economic powerhouses and their agreements when it comes to trade. So what is crypto really focused on? Crypto is really focused on global money and global health of the global economy. This is really big because you know what? If we get a 90-day break, right, from all the drama, all the my 125% and then you're going to raise it this, like if we get a break from that And somehow within that 90-day break, Jerome Powell is like, yo, maybe I'll give you a quarter cut. Oh, everyone, we might be going back to $3 XRP. 30-cent HBAR, and how freaking cool would that be? No. I'm gonna be fair and honest with you, because I'm not about hopiums, I'm not about reachy roundies, or blowing smoke up a beeholes, wine them, dine them, 69. I don't do that, okay? The last meeting with Jerome Powell, he said, look, I feel comfortable leaving rates higher for longer. And he said, especially without getting, trade deal stuff. And we didn't get a full deal. We just got a pause, right? We just got a 90-day pause. So let's see what happens in the June meeting with Jerome to see if he's kind of an a-hole in regards to it. But hey, I'm cool with this. If the markets are green on a 90-day kind of minor reprieve, then I'm awesome with this, especially on a Monday. We had our first weekend in a while where we had juicy volume. This is BTC stalling right here. In fact, BTC is even in there. If I go on the heat map right now, in fact, I just put it up on the screen now. BTC is down 1%. The rest of the market right now is up like 4 to 10% on average. This is great, everyone. About 2 weeks ago, the altcoin index was like 12 to 15. Now we're in the upper 30s. So you're seeing way more alts outperforming BTC on a 90-day rolling average. This is awesome. And here's the thing. If this means now we get regs at the back half of this year, well, regs benefit the alts, not BTC, because BTC's already been given the golden pass. This could be a really juicy back half of 2025. And you know what happens at the end of 2025, right? Christmas. And Santa Claus knows a shitload about Christmas. And all I know is I see a lot of green up on my screen, green in my background, and choo-choo what? Choo-choo bitches, girlfriend.